YouTube Tuesday from Barnabas Junction, brought to you in association with the Model Railway YouTube community group, MRYCG, connecting the Model Railway community together. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. Just search for MRYCG.
Hello, welcome everybody. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. I'll just double check before we go any further. How are we doing? Yes, we can. Lovely, lovely. Good evening to every single one of you in the chat. It's great to see so many of you already in the chat. I'm just looking below because I've got a screen below me. So, that light's a bit bright behind me, isn't it? Never mind. So, good evening. Hope you are all very well and doing well. Got a train running. There, so DRS, as you could only hope for. So, as the thumbnail did say, we're going to be going on with additional scenics and talking about and showing you about how I've been doing stuff on here. We're going to look at this centre section over here, adding some foliage as it's all ready with the grasses and stuff. And then once I've done that, I can add the final bit of grasses that I want to do. And more about that as we progress over as the show goes on. So let's have a look who's in the chat. Scrolling back to the very beginning. There's so much going on in chat. Martyn Junction, Ray, good evening. Digger Evans, good evening to you. Finnerton Central, Leamington Station, Beatenhoff Junction. In fact, I'm going to move that from there so I can look up at the screen a little better. Andrew Boone, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Let's make sure the train doesn't catch that. Who else we got? Simon, good evening. Simon's Trains. Flymo, welcome Flymo. Thank you for joining again tonight. Everyone's chatting away, talking amongst themselves. Now, I did see a comment from Simon, and it did make me giggle just as the introduction was going. Bob Sims, good evening. Arthur Humphreys, good evening. Bamford Junction, good evening. Gary BVR, hello. Pennington. Owen, great to have you here. We're going to be talking about something of yours very soon. Here we go. Simon, the next train to arrive on YouTube is the 8 p.m. or 20 hours at Barnabas Junction. Calling at Barnabas Junction only. There are no catering facilities on board, so bring your own. Love it, Simon. Thank you very much for posting that. Moreland Railway, Andy, good evening to you. Traitors Gate, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Growlers in the house, thank you for joining us. Pete Clark, thank you. Good evening. Angel Share, hello. How are you? Hope you are well. David Atkins, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Or afternoon, it might be over there, or even morning, maybe. I'm not quite sure on the time, actually. What else we got? Crikey. Effingham's in the house. Good evening. Thank you. Matthew Whitmore's in. March West Junction, TMD. Timber Surf. Good evening, Timber. Andy Hudson of Whalley. Good evening. Bodmin Junction. Is it Junction? Yes, of his railway. Dinmore Junction. Mike Pringle. Good evening. Dave Smith. Good evening to you. Smallworth Junction. Hello. Thank you for joining us. I think I've called Eagle Creek. Good evening. New member channel supporter joining last week. And talking of those, let's give them a shout. So here we go. Here's the members' channels. So thank you to Train Freak, Humanity Junction, Owens Model Railways, Leicester Station TMD, Building the ELR, Simon's Trains, Flint Hills Model Railway. That's Jeff, Mike Pringle, Donegal Dad, Sparky 107, Eagle Creek Yard, Paul Sinek, Hollybrook Junction, Containerman 68, The Growler, Chris Job, New Durham Junction, Valley Brook, John Dawson, Dave Smith, Effingham, and MicroScenics. MicroScenics is Dave Williams. He's changed his channel name. He's all new channel. He's redeveloping his channel. So thank you very much, Dave, for joining us on the channel memberships. If anybody wants to become a channel membership, helping support the channel, there is a link in the video description below or below any other videos here from Barnabas Junction at any other time in the week. Now, just to let you know, there's going to be a very special video coming out very soon. Now, those who are channel members have already had the have seen that 2 weeks ago, and I've been holding off, waiting to release it to the main public. So they have had a sneaky peek about what that's about, and they still don't know where it's gone. All will be revealed when that is published to the public. St. Mary's Model Railway, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Southern Triangle, Nikki, hello. Thank you for joining us also. Jeff Reedman, hello. Liking the motorised crossing gates there. Jeff, if you don't know what that I'm on about there, go check out his videos. He's been doing little videos using Arduino, I think it is, system. He's motorised his crossing gates on Jumble Lane Crossing. So, first thing I want to talk about, okay, just get myself into position, this is to do with scenery. And this is, Owen is in the chat, so thank you very much for joining us, Owen. Owen, he's gone and made himself a little sideline to help fund his model railway, and it's Owen's Model Scenics. And he sent me some sample packs. Now, he did send me these a couple of weeks ago, but I've not had the opportunity to actually show you them yet. These are version 1 samples. He has done a lot of redevelopment of his samples since. But if you're interested, he has got a website he's just launched today. If Owen wants to put the link in, he can do. But he sent me these to have a look at and give me some, do a little review on and see what I thought. And bear in mind, these are his very first things he's ever developed. He has since redeveloped them, and they are a lot better. Version 2 is what's for sale now. Okay, so these are version 1. These were his trial samples, and he wanted my opinion on. So what this is just gives you an idea of what Owen is producing. That's his little sideline thing, and he is doing several things. But these I've got 3 items here. And first of all, this is version 1 grass mat sample. So he's produced some grass mats using static grasses. I'm not sure what static grasses he's using, but he has produced flexible grass mats that you can put on your model railway. So instead of you doing actual scenics like this, doing it straight to your baseboards, you can add grass mats. These are really good. Now, I have spoken to him about these and the possibility of modifications that he could implement, and I hope he's my advice and feedback towards him has been gratefully appreciated. But I'll see if we can get the camera up close to you. I'm not sure if it will. I'm just looking at the camera. So these are some thin grass mats. I think it's like an autumn view of static grasses he's put on that. But I do have another one, slightly bigger. And he says this is version 2 grass mat sample. And again, it's slightly larger. Now, what I didn't know and I ended up accidentally finding out. I didn't know. There is, if you look on the back, they are on card. The mats are, they're stuck to card. I thought, without asking him, you're supposed to take the card off. So this one, I peeled the card off. And he said, no, you can leave them on the card. It gives them more rigidity. When I said, well, actually, without the card on, they're even more flexible. And you can create landscape, a more easier landscape. You can ruffle them up, make a bit of mounds, stuff like that. So even without the card on the back, the rigidity, you can take them off. And they are on a nice bit of sponge mat padding. And he does do these in various different grasses. And check his little website he's created. He launched it today. I think he has posted the link. When you post the link, you need to put the HTTPS / all that shebang before it, so the link actually becomes active. Don't just put www. So these are grass mats. If you're interested, speak with Owen. If you're interested in maybe some grass mats. Some things that also, if you're interested in, now these were supposed to be a bit puffed up, but in the post, they got a bit squished. So they are a bit flat. And he's doing little tufts of grass. As you can see, they've gone rather flat. They got squished in the bubble wrapping. If I brush them up, it might brush them up a little bit. But he's doing little tufts of grass as well, and they are peelable. I'll just peel one off. There, grab it. One moment. There we go. So they are peelable. They do peel off. And so you can place them on your layout wherever you might do. Okay. So there you go. And obviously you can modify them a little bit more if you ever wanted to. So yeah, very, very, very good, Owen. Very good. Obviously he has developed them into version 2s. These are all pre-production samples that he sent me to have a look at. So very, very, very well done, Owen. And I will, with your honour, use them around the layout in little places here and there over time. So thank you very much. If you want to check out what he's doing, go and check out www. Where's the link gone? owensms.co.uk. That's his web link. And there he goes. He's put the correct link in now. So huge thank you to Owen for. I have stopped using the bubble wrap. Owen said, right, okie dokie. Something that he's improved. Excellent stuff. So there you go. Nice little things, and they're only a few pounds as well, and it includes free postage as well. It's everything ordered before, I think he said 3 p.m. that day. It's dispatched that day if it's in stock, and it comes with free second-class postage, which can't be bad at all indeed. Right, quick drink. Now, before I crack on with what we're going to be looking at here, I just want to just quickly discuss about something that's been brought to my attention over the past few days. And that was a bit of negativity, discrediting of some of the model railwayers out there amongst the community. Not necessarily the MRYCG community. It doesn't matter what community you're in, what group you're in, regardless. It means we're at the end of the day, we're all in one huge community of model railways. And there's been a bit of negativity on the YouTube side of things. And it does disgust me, as there's no need for it. It's absolutely diabolical that people can pick on others for their modeling skills or the way they do things. Because at the end of the day, it's their layout. They will do what they want. There's people out there with poor skills. There's people out there with fantastic skills. But it's not a place to criticize people if they have got poor skills, because basically they're learning, and as they go on, their skills will get better. We should be there. My skills are terrible, in my opinion. If anyone wants to offer me constructive criticism, I welcome it, because without that, my skills will not improve. Advice is what the more experienced modelers should be giving to the less experienced, the novices, the amateurs, not criticizing them, because that is just wrong. And if anybody out there feels in any way that they feel really bad about what's been said to them, then speak with other modelers, have a chat with them. I'm always available. Well, most of the time I'm available, but I'm always open. If anyone wants to have a chat with myself, just get in touch with me, and I'll see what I can help you with. I can't promise you, but my ears are always open. So yes, stop it. It's naughty. Right, that's enough of the negativity. Let's get on with some scenery. Right, so I'm just going to move my iPad. I'll stick it back under there. Right, so let's spin the camera around. Okay, I'll just tighten that up so it doesn't spin back on me. Right, so as you saw last week, this is what you can see in the distance. That's what I've been developing. And now what I want to do is start developing it down further towards this line. And then I'm going to, then once I've done that, I can get the wiring sorted up. I know I'm running a train on here at the moment, but I can't run any trains on here at the moment because with the weather, the track has done its contraction, which is one of the reasons why I didn't do any ballasting, proper ballasting yet. And the fish plates have now failed. So I now need to get the droppers in. They are somewhere still underneath or around the track from when they were previously in. A bit like this one here on this line, which is running fine. The droppers are still here from when I had it before. So I need to now get the droppers in to these rails so then I can get the ballasting done with the warmer weather coming. Yes, it's getting milder. Thank you. Right, so I'm trying to keep an eye on things. Let's have a look at the chat. Okie dokie, scrolling back through. Who have we got? Anyone else new in the chat to say hello to? Just seeing back. Yep, said hello to every one of those. People still saying hello to one another. Paul Sennett, good evening. Carl Shield, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. New Durham Junction's in. How are you, Craig? Hope you are well, and so is the family. Liking Zara's video series. Waterrow, good evening. Welcome. Who else have we got? Anybody else new? Bob Sims, good evening to you. Brayworth Park, good evening to you also. Ewood Railway, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Who else have we got in to say hello to? Yes, wobbly old fish plates. Yeah, these ones here, don't know if you can see them on the camera, just beyond these ones here. This point is not particularly brilliant for contacts. So I need to get the droppers in back onto this track work here, because once the trains are getting over this point, they're stopping because of poor electric connection. So I need to get the droppers in, yeah. Chazko, good evening. Thanks for coming in. Did you have a chat with SA? I did have a chat, but he declined to speak with me privately. Not sure why, but I did put the offer out there, but he declined. So we wish him well, and we hope to help him out in some way whenever we can. Right, so let's just tilt that down. Do you know what? I'm going to stop that train now, because as we're working now, it's going to be in the way. Right. And disconnects, so we've got no power to the track. There we go. We're now offline. Okay, so first of all, what I want to do first is the fencing. We discussed the fencing. Not sure if you can see it. Yeah, you can see the fencing that's along the back area. We were discussing about the fencing, top and bottom, and I did ask a few of the modelers. And the biggest majority of you said top and bottom. And I have been looking into that, and I do believe, and I do think that you were very, very correct. So what we're going to be doing, first of all, is we're going to be adding some more. There's the empty one, actually. Get rid of that. Adding some more fencing. I've got a piece here. There's 2 pieces there. Each of the extra sheets, there's 8 on each sheet, so we'll probably have to take a few more sprues off one of the sheets. Now, first thing I want to be doing is working out where I'm going to be adding the fencing, and we'll start at the very top. Now, there is going to be a stile here, so we don't need to leave a gap, just like there is on the far one over there. I'll bring the camera in a bit closer. How's that? That's better, isn't it? So we don't need to worry, because I'll put another stile in, and then there'll be a track up to the bridge. So what we'll do is we'll move the bridge out of the way, because we don't need that there just yet now. So roughly where I've done scenics on the grass is up to this ridge here. Oh, it's actually a bit further. So what I'm going to do is we're going to look at where the placement of the fencing will be along the top area. Now, this is up and down, it is lumpy. And the great thing about this is you can do there. You can go like that. You can twist the fence to make it look like it's going up and downhill, which is brilliant. So we're going to manipulate that up and down the humps in the land. There's no fencing is perfectly straight and level, so something like that. It just does dip down just at the bottom there, goes down a hump, and that's actually a good placement for the stile just there. That would look quite good there. So next one, want a slight curve on this one. To curve this stuff, you just simply run your thumb on it in both directions. As simple as that. Don't bend it like that, because then otherwise you'll end up with a sharp bend. And as you can see, just by doing that, you've got a lovely smooth curve on it. And if you wanted to straighten out, just basically curve it back the opposite way, like so. And you see, actually, it's gone the opposite way now. So we've got an S bend. Simple as that. That's how great this fencing is. So let's put that back into a single curve. It's not a big curve, it's just a little fine curve there. So it dips down here. So we want to continue that into there. And it comes back up again roughly there. So that looks like a good position for fence number 2. And it gives it a different eye level, which is something I really, really wanted to achieve. And got another one here. So we'll just twist the camera around so you can see where I'm working. And we want it somewhere there, because we've got to remember of the overhang of the trains. You don't want them coming too close to the fence. We want to leave a nice gap. So there's a little tiny dip there. Want that to carry on. And then it dips down again there. Put a little bit of a curve in there. That's a bit too curved. Okay. Yeah, take that curve out. Something like that. That looks good enough. So it gives a varied angle of looking at it. So now I need a craft knife, and I think I've left it downstairs actually. It's on my printer downstairs, so bear with me while I just grab it.
One I prepared earlier.
It is one I prepared earlier, thank you to life. Lost internet. Oh, there we're back. And we're back. Sorry about that. Lost connection there for some reason. Not sure why. And one thing I keep forgetting to do is actually connect up the laptop wired, but never mind. So there's our sheet of next lot of fencing, and this is, because it's black, it can be a little bit difficult. Now there are areas with little arrows at the end saying where to cut, but I have found along the top areas, that one's quite loose, on the top and bottom areas sometimes they are slightly attached. You just need to give them a helping hand. So I think we only need one more there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So we need a 5 in total. So I'll try. In fact, I'm going to put the light on the camera. We'll go brighter, and so we'll have a bit of a glare on it. It's just that is purely for my own benefit, so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm just cutting through the attached sprues, and I'll do the same on the opposite side without falling out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, let's see. Oh, we've got 2 that fell out straight away. Looks like we've got a third. And 5th one, is that loose? I think it is. Oh, there we go. There we go. So we've got 5 out. So there we go. 5 more fences. Anyone again, if you want to know what these fences are, these were off eBay. If you just put in 00 gauge model railway fencing, these were per sheet, I think they were £3.50, something, or £3. But if you bought 2, you got a third one for free, and it includes free postage. So you can't complain. These are absolutely brilliant. So let's make sure we got these up the right way, because they're slightly bigger tops. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. Give it a slight bend. That's it. Better if I tilt the camera up. There we go. I'll turn the light back off as well, because that glare here can be a bit over glaring. I think that is just perfect there, actually. And I want it to come to a point. Okay. Okay, so that's about right. So these, I'm basically at the moment, I'm just putting them in position of where I want them to sit. What I plan to do then is we'll take them off, put a bead of glue down, and then stick them into place. And I'll show you what I do regarding the glue. I found certain glues better than others. Now then, do I put it at a point? Should I put it at a point like that? Or let me see whether it will do it without breaking one. Or should we put them, is that too wide? What do you think, guys? What do you think, guys? Do you think we should do it to a point, or ignore that there, or have it like that so it's straight? Fences on guard, says Simon. Excellent stuff. So if we do that, I could create a large amount of bushes in there, maybe. Or shall, oop, that one's fell back over. Stay there. Or shall we take them to a point? Unsure now. Oh, that's fell over. And that was fell over. Oh, the joys of modelling. Nothing ever stays still. At a point. But we'll go with the point just for now. and we'll come back to a point, I think, says Eagle Creek. Traitors Gate saying straight. The way it is, and it could have it as a wooden access. Hey, that's an interesting point. I like the point, but the flat end looks better, says Simon. I'm thinking more that. It's great to have your opinions. Effingham saying straight, Moreland saying straight. I think that's going to be the winning vote. Now, this is more of a straighter land here. Now, with this being mainline, I don't want the fence as close as this branch line kind of area up the top. It is quite far apart. So there's about an inch and a half between the rails and the fencing. But here, I want it to be quite far away, obviously for the likes of line side kits, boxes and stuff like that, and trunking that might be going in the future. Let me get another one. Make sure we get it the right way up. I think it's that way. Yes, it is. And that one. That's well finished there, actually. That's a good position. And just at the end, we'll have that bump up and bump down again. Right, so the main is, most people are saying at straight. Yes, there will be bushes and the odd tree will be sat at the end. Yeah, I do think that is probably the better option. I do believe you are very right there. So, do I trim one down or just bend the end section on that far one? I could dogleg it. And just, so what I could do is that there, I could bend that like that, and then bend that one like that, creating a dog leg. See how that works, because we don't want it too far down the line, do we? That looks okay, actually. I think you're very much right there, and that means I'll just move that one along. I'll just move these along. Oop, that was falling over. See, they're not glued in place yet. That means I can move this, shufty this along. And there's a bit of a hump there, so just turn the camera so you can see where I'm working. A little bit of a hump just there. This is where it goes underneath the road, the footbridge. And that is actually perfectly positioned to the beginning of the rock face. So somewhere like there. So I'll just take you for a closer look now. Let's have a nosy at different angles. So you see the shadow of the camera and the legs of the standing. So yeah, straight end. I think that is the better deal. And like I say, there will be some overgrowth. This will be heavily overgrown, this area. Let me put the light on. And just there, it bumps up again, just as it starts for the rock face there. Because where the rock face is, obviously won't be any fencing at all. I may just trim one little end section off. Okay, so with that now in, I'll just bring the camera back into position. There we go. Sorry about the racket. Now, a lot of people will probably say, no, don't use that product. It's awful. But what I use is this stuff, the stuff, just basically to create a bead along where I want the fencing to go. And then literally, because it doesn't dry super fast, but it is very tacky, then place the fencing down on top of that, and then just literally cover it over with a bit of scatters and overgrowth and stuff like that. Okay, So I think what we'll do is we'll start with gluing this corner in over here. For those, if anyone wants to know, it is drying. I haven't touched it since yesterday. Let's see whether we just get a little pointy stick. There we go. I got a little pointer. Let's see if that's drying. Oh, it's dried. Yeah, it's dried. Fantastic. The blue has dried. When it's dried, it has sunk down, so it's obviously dried into the plaster cloth. So I could literally add a bit of different colouring over the top of that to make it a bit deeper if I wanted to. Super duper. I can hear an old Yoo-hoo advert. Craig loves Yoo-hoo. Yeah, he does. Tim said, I do approve of Yoo-hoo. Never been keen on cardboard anywhere on layout. I think I would have sealed the fence with paint before planting. I don't want to paint them. I want to keep them their actual look. That's why they were purchased in black, because although they're black, they've got a bit of a rustic look to them. Laser card is a good alternative. I've avoided cardboard as in the shed it could get slightly damp even when the heating is on. I think we're quite okay regarding the dampness up here. No, that I haven't painted them already. I'll just get the empty one. It is card. They are card, like mount card, but they're really thick. It is actually quite thick considering it doesn't look it, and it does feel like it's got something on it to protect it already. So it may have a varnish, a matte varnish sprayed on them already. I don't know. I'd have to check with this person that produces them. Yeah, from this video you say they do look brown. Yeah, they're a bit of a rustic brown. Do prefer. They do come in grey and they do come in white. Obviously, those the white and the grey, you obviously would have to give them a bit of a weathering down. But yeah, this black, to me, they do look a bit brown, but they are actually black. But yeah, looks all right to me. Anyway, let's get on with sticking them down. So, Yoo-hoo time. Right, let's see if we can get some life out of this tube. Yes, there's life in the old dog yet. So the good thing about this is you can literally just squeeze it and leave a bead behind, a nice angled bead of the stuff. And even if you want to adjust it or add more to it, you can do. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if you put too much on, really, because I'm going to be covering it over anyway. And the worst thing about the stuff is it's stringy. That is the biggest downside of Yoo-hoo glue. So literally all I do now is where that bead is, stick it down, take away that now, place it down, and straight away that is already holding its position. That's it, done. Simple as that. It will dry with a bit of a glistenness to it, but that does not matter because, like I say, I will be covering it over with weeds and stuff. Yeah, quite pleased with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these bottom ones away so I don't damage them. You know that's going to be, and we're going to do the full top area. Hopefully keeping the shape of the fencing. Right, here we go. Ooh. Let's get that bit of stickiness bit off. There we go. It does dry everywhere. There's not much left in this tube, so I do have another tube at the ready on standby. I might get the other tube actually, because that is struggling to come out. Let me get the fresh tube. We know that's going to come out. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. So literally just continuous bead at an equal distance all the way along. I can't remember how far it goes. I think it's about there. So we'll stop there. It's a nice bead. Is it a thick enough bead? Well, we'll find out in a moment. Right. I think it might need another small bead over the top. And we go again. It is soaking into the grass. I was being rather gentle with it on the first run. And another good thing about this stuff, it does dry very quickly. There we go. So there we go. Let's get rid of that. There's the stringy. Only one spare tube. No, I've got about 4. Okay, so now we're just going to literally place that up against that one, and that's perfect. Straight on. I've just literally placed that down, and it's exactly on the bead. Press it down into the glue, and literally within minutes, that will be stuck into position. Now then, the first one is of the angled. So is this going to be right? We'll find out. That one's looking okay. It's looking okay. Push down there. It's already getting tacky, which is good. It means it's not going to move. It's looking okay. And the good thing about there being a dip, you get a good view of the train as it passes there. So that's okay, that's looking good. Up against that mound. Yeah, that's done. And now do the top area. I think I've done flat. Yes, perfect. Exactly where the bead is where I finished the fence. And that one's gone on perfectly as well. Where's the join? There it is. Manipulating it so it's exactly on the bead, pushing it down where it needs to, pushing it up where it needs to, before it sticks into place. I think, oh, nearly, it's moved. Stay there. I think that's it. That's it. Done. That's the top area in. Now we do the bottom. Again, do a bead again up to the rock face. And I'll decide whether to trim a piece off. So we're going to go a continuous bead at an equal distance away from the track line. I think that's about there. I'll come back over it again as it's soaking in. we go. The stringiness away. Sorted. Something new I've just spotted on the software. All right, okay. Right, so trying to remember which ones are which here now. Because I'm going to move them, haven't I? That one there. Right, okay. So let's this one first. Oops, fell over. Sticking in. That's lovely. I just love messy modelling. It's the best. There we go. That's that one in. Make sure we got the right way up. Yeah. Bit of a curve into that. That one's in. Okay, let's make sure that meets. Yep. Get that stuff down. Now, where's that one? There it is. So this one did have. Oh, I must have manoeuvred it. So, oh, I've moved that one now. Go down. I'll work around a roof beam here. That one's gone in okay. And the last one is where it goes up to the rock face. Now the rock face starts there where my finger is, so I want the fencing to literally just go underneath the rock face and stop just there. And this piece is a little bit, is it a bit too long? No, actually I think we'll go with the full piece. So I need a little bit more glue. Just taking that a bit further, and that actually will help. Just add a bit more there. This is a bit lumpy, this section is. Okay. Wimble Train, good evening. Gary Lester TMD, welcome. Take care, Nikki of Southern Train Girl. Take care, see you soon. Heritage Line, good evening. So, that's going to go over a hump. That's coming down over the hump. That's down. And that one, still not quite enough glue there. It's not gone far enough. But I'll build that up. As long as the actual main part of the fence is stuck, I'll be putting bushes and stuff there just to hide the end of that fencing. So that is the fencing in place. Just make sure it's all straight. Yep. It's okay. Yep. That looks good to me. So that's all in. And Dabby Dozy. Right, so we'll get the, and that'll be there approximately, so that looks good. Looking good, superb. And then that's getting painted very soon. Not sure if to have it further back here yet, or definitely have it here. Finnerton Central mentioned last week about potentially putting a signal box around here. Now, considering the points are there, I could put a signal box here, but then the bridge is obscuring the signalman's view. And I can't think of anywhere else to actually put it. I don't want to be cutting any hillside out just yet. I'd contemplated cutting a section out and putting a retaining wall in. That is possibly something for the future. But as it is at the moment, don't really want to be disturbing anything that's already here. And that's another reason why I don't want the fencing to go any further, because if I did put a single box in, it would go roughly here, here, between these 2 points that are in the distance. So it would be cut out with a retaining wall there. Another reason why I've not done any more scenics up here, because I'm still thinking about it, but at the moment I don't think I'm going to. Anyway, moving on. So what I want to do now is this area here. We want to have a look at putting bushes, trees, and stuff like that. Now, for next week, what I do want to be talking about next week is we're going to be hopefully looking at this stuff. Seafoam. I've had this for a long time. I have never had the guts to get using it. So hopefully next week we're going to be looking at some seafoam, and the trees that I'm hoping to put in this area will be more realistic tree foaming trees. So stay posted. It'll be either next week. It'll hopefully be next week. All depends on something that I'm awaiting to arrive. If not, it will be the week after. But I'll let you know. Keep an eye out on the thumbnail for next week's show. Now, I've just realised we've gone 50 minutes in, and I've done it just like last week, and I've done no shout out yet this week. So I did choose a shout out. Oh yes, the first shout out of today, and he is here in the chat. I know he already is, because remember what I've mentioned about the new shout out formula. If you want to be getting a shout out, you've got to be on stream and in the chat, so everybody can just chat with you. So, and also I did mention, if people that have had shout outs before, I will shout out you again. Doesn't matter. You may end up with numerous shout outs across series, so don't you worry. So first shout out is Digger Evans Model Railway. And now, Digger Evans, I'm giving you a shout out. You have had a shout out before, so quite some time ago. So shout out for number one for today is Digger Evans Model Railway. And I want to give him a shout out because I want to congratulate you on having coming forward and starting to do some live streams, which is absolutely fantastic. A lot of people do have a very, very nervous time on thinking about coming on and doing live streams. But no, Digger, you come on, you're doing your live streams, and you are an absolute natural. You are so good at it. You're really good, and you will come on strong with it all. So if people would want to make one or as many moderators as you wish want to do it, please post a link in for Digger Evans' channel. Good evening, Scrapline. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. What we got going on here? We've got scenics going on. Just added in the fencing on this section. And yes, and also a big congratulations, Digger. You've just passed your 1,000 subscriber mark, so congratulations. Amtrak Junction rate, mine is this at it. Yes, we'll mention that. If anybody is doing any live streams, regular live streams, also let people know in the chat. That's what we're all about. Community to share each other on live streams. And just mentioning on that. Oh, yeah, hello, Charleston Eastgate. Good evening. Seafoam, spray it brown, coat with spray glue, sprinkle scatter, job done. Great stuff. Well, that's hopeful. I'm going to be trying some different techniques on, hopefully, with the seafoam. Now, I've never used it before, and so it will be I will be completely novice at it. I will probably have a quick test before we go live when I get the ability to do it either next week or the week after. But we will have, we will be looking at seafoam. Right. So next thing to do is I need my fast tack glue. Yes, just like that. So Digger is also doing, for his 1,000 subscribers, he's doing a giveaway. So make sure you check out his channel. Very much. Check out his channel and enter his giveaway that he's doing for celebrating reaching the 1,000 subscriber mark. CSX Rensville, good evening. Bit more to it than that. Yes, there's various different ways working with Seafoam CSX. But I'm going to hopefully work on various different techniques. One of them is what obviously has just been mentioned. Yeah, so anybody that's doing any live streams, you're quite welcome to post time and dates each week of any live streams that you're doing. And of course, obviously, the live streams this YouTube Tuesday in association with MRYCG. MRYCG are hoping to bring to the community a 24-hour live stream event. 24-hour, people shout. Yes, it will be a whole 24-hour live stream event. Now, it won't be the same person live streaming, obviously, because they'll be worn out. What it is going to be is there is a schedule file that's been produced, and people are welcome to enter into that the slot throughout the 24-hour period that they want to do. And all you basically do, because it's 24 hours, it means it's around the world. So there are members in the community, modeling members in the community are in different areas around the world. So they can obviously fill slots where other people, like I might be asleep at 2 a.m. in the morning UK time, but over in the States, it'll be early evening. So they'll be able to do a live stream. Or in New Zealand, it'll be early morning, that sort of thing. Oh, excuse me. Good evening, Donegal, Dad. Daily live streams, yes, you do. Great they are. 2 hours sleeping live stream. Yeah, that would be hilarious. Anyway, so let's get on. I've set out a load of products that I want to use. Let me grab those. Now, this is where I'll move the bridge out of the way because I don't want that in the way. The stream isn't going to last too much longer, but what we'll do is we'll get on with this, and then hopefully next week we'll come back and you'll see a lot of it done that I've done throughout the week. So what I'll do is get the basics going while I think on. So there we go. So we've had Digger Evans as shout out number 1. And I'm going to do shout out. I'd like to get in on that, Jace. I'll post it on schedule in the Facebook group. Indeed. Well done, Ben. Thank you very much. Or to edit the file, Ben, you can't do it on a mobile device. You have to do it on a computer. Go to the file in the group, and at the bottom it gives you the option to, if you click on edit, that's on a Windows PC, just click edit, scroll down, fill a time slot that you want to do. You can do more than one time slot. The time slots are in 1 hour slots. If you only want to do half an hour, just basically say that you're doing half an hour in that time slot, and then maybe someone else wants to do a half an hour, even 15 minutes. You don't have to do a full hour. But I know a lot of modelers out there are doing, like myself right here now, we're doing quite a long period of time. And you'll be surprised once you start chatting and talking, showing your models off, time will fly. Now, the live streams can be about anything. It can be about scenery. You can do a kit build. You can talk about your trains. You can do a running session. You can do some scenery. You can do some painting. You can do anything. Anything you want to do that you do in your modeling, just do it on a live stream. And just basically choose an hour, or even do 2. You can do 2 back-to-back, or you can do 2 different hourly streams, or however you want, or 2 separate 30-minute streams in different times of the day. So feel free to join the live stream event. It was proposed at the beginning of January, but because it was very early, I was a bit late getting that out to the modelers for interest. I postponed it to the end of February. But due to we haven't really shown it out that much, I'm probably going to postpone it again into March, because it is now starting to fill up. But with February being a short month, it's coming up very quickly to the end of the month. I don't think we're going to get it filled up by the end of the month. So it would have been the 28th of February, Sunday. It is on a Sunday, by the way, UK, here in the UK. So there we go. Right. These are the products that I've been using. This is what I've been using across the top area. Lichen, which I'm not a massive fan on, but in small quantities on here, it's been lovely. So we've got different grades of lichen. I've got the dark green, got the light green, and I've got a mixed autumn mix, which I've not opened yet. I don't think I'm going to be using that over this side. That will more than likely end up on another section of the layout, which will be more of an autumny scene, full autumn scene, deep autumn. So I've got the dark green and the light green lichen. And I've got, now I need to restock on some of this soon. I've got the the Woodland Scenics. I've got the medium green, dark green, and light green. Now the medium green and the light green are the ones I used a lot. I think the dark green is a little bit too dark, so you can see I've not used as much of this stuff. Better to turn the camera, don't it? So yeah, I've not used as much of the dark green as I have the others. So this is brilliant stuff. Very versatile to use. So I'm just going to move them out of the way so we can see what I can see what I'm working on. Now, originally for sticking this stuff down, I did use a PVA mix. Then I tried using Yoo-Hoo. Yoo-Hoo's not very good for this stuff, I don't think, because it gets literally everywhere and it does go shiny. Now, this from WWS. Let me turn the light off so it's not blinding. There we go. So this from WWS. This is fast tack glue. This is really good. It's like PVA, but it's sticky like super glue. It's runny like PVA, but it's got very strong adhesive contact, and it will take the fingerprint off your fingers. When it dries and you try peeling it off, it'll take your fingerprint off. It's that good. So let's take the lid off. Now, I'm obviously going to be adding some trees onto here at some point, but there won't be many. There'll only be a few. There'll be a couple around the bridge, maybe a couple here, and there'll be one at the end just there, a smallish one just here, and then maybe a couple here, something like that. But the majority of them will be probably around the footbridge, okay? And then obviously carrying on towards the rock face. But what I want to do, I can put the trees in at any time because I can just literally put it through any clusters that I put in. So what I want to do to start with, sorry for deafening anybody, is the lichen stuff. I don't glue this stuff down straight away. I like to pick off some small pieces. So I've just pulled a small piece off. And literally, if I can get the camera to show what I'm doing, that might help, is just literally lay it in places like that. Or if I get a big piece, I could, that's a bit too much there. I could take that small piece back out. I could put the small piece in there, like so. And I could put the bigger piece in there, create a bush. Things like that. That's it. I like to look at what I'm doing. Don't want it to be too big over the fencing. So I could literally push that into that gap, bush it up. So lichen is what I've never really used much of. So literally something like that. And what I like to do is mix the colours. So we get different colours amongst that. So it's a bit bright. So put a little bit of lightness in there. Not without overdoing it. And we'll get some more darker. We'll basically just build it up like that, squashing it together. I'll think about sticking it down afterwards. Simple as that. I think we need a little bit more. So I might take that small piece away and put that bit there. That's a bit better, actually. Yeah. That's a bit better, isn't it? Now, you don't use all lichen. You can sprinkle, you can then spray that with some of the flaring spray once that's glued in, and then sprinkle some scatters on there, add in colour, that sort of thing. Right, I want to get on with the second shout out. What are we on now? 1 hour 5. We'll go on for about another 10 minutes. So Second shout out is, and you caught me out actually, it is going to be Eagle Creek. Eagle Creek, Ben. Eagle Creek is back with a bang. Ben is back with a bang. Say that when you've had a few. So welcome back to the modelling scene, Ben. Eagle Creek Model Railway. He's been away for some time. If you like your American, your American Union Pacific, he is a UK modeler, but models the American world. Check him out. He has come back with some great videos already. He's been off the scene for well over a year, I think now, Ben, hasn't it? If any one of my moderators would kindly like to post a link for Ben's, which is Eagle Creek, CSX for Rensville. Is it pronounced Lichin or Listen? I think it's Lichin, L-I-C-H-E-N, Lichin. I do think it's pronounced Lichin. I cover the lichen in scatter leaves, makes it look a lot better. Yeah, Braille, that's I've just mentioned. Makes a good shelter for sheep and such. Yep, indeed. Thank you very much, Flymo, on the ball there. Thank you very much indeed. Who's saying Tra? Owen's off. Good evening. Thank you, Owen, for joining us. Take care. Stay safe. Stay well. And Andy is off as well. More Andy, got to go. Thanks for everyone. Bye. Model Railway, Andy. Thanks for joining us. So second is Eagle Creek Model Railway. If you want to find links, also by the way, to any of the channel supporters, the links are in the description. Go check out their channels. I know Eagle Creek is in there, so if you miss it in the live chat, you'll find it in the video description below. You're very welcome. That's what it's about. Okay, so this is where the great stuff, the fast tag, getting this stuff, the clump foliage. So it's up to you as you're the modeler, what sort of sizes you want to get this stuff in. So let's just tilt the camera down. So here's my bag, and literally it comes in a big sponge clump. Now, you can make this yourself. I know John of Piccadilly, he's made some of his own, and it looks just the same. So well done, John. Done a good job. So basically, just tearing this sponge off and rip it into as small pieces as you like. What I do like to do is just get into the bag and literally just tear it off like so. It's all different sizes. And then get your different sizes and literally tear little tiny pieces off as well, because those little tiny bits act really good as a covering. So if I just go down to the bottom, you end up, and you see little tiny pieces just like that. That might not look much, but it does have an effect in your modeling. So using the fast tack, that's what I'm going to use to secure this stuff down. And I'm looking now, what I want to do is find areas, and just tilt that up, find areas on here where there's a mound. And we've got a mound there, and there's a level bit there. So in that dip there, you'd find a lot of undergrowth. And along the bottom of this mound, you'd find undergrowth as well there. Obviously, there will also be lichen. What I will be doing is I will, over time, excuse me, add lichen and bits along the fencing edges all the way along, and that'll hopefully be done for next week. So basically, just using this fast tap, this is how good it is. Just make sure it's not. So I'm going to do this area just here. Look out, it runs out. It's like dead running. Brilliant stuff. A bit more, I think. Let's be a devil. Let's put plenty in there. There we go. We'll do a nice big clump there. And we can add a bit of lichen in there as well. So we'll do that now. So I'm going to throw a little bit of lichen in there, literally. So we'll stick a bit of lichen in there. Just chuck it on. Everything just grows randomly. So this is all I do, is literally just drop it on. Don't be complacent, making sure being with colours with positions. I'm going to get some of the lighter stuff now. Just literally drop it on, so it's completely random, because nature is random. So why shouldn't it look random on a model? And literally just press that down into that. Let's get a bit more liching on there. So have some lighter liching. And squidge it in. Press it down in the glue so it soaks into the glue. Yeah. It will stick to your fingers. It will try and lift off. But no, it's all right. Just press it back down again. Spread it about. Make it look messy, because nature is messy. Nature's not perfect. Let's have some more of the darker stuff on there. And you can basically layer it up. So we'll add a bit more on there. Bit there, sticking to my fingers. This is how sticky it is. It's already dried on my fingers. Oh, it's already dried on my fingers. That's how quick this stuff dries. And we'll build that up into a bit of a mound. So I'm going to pour some more on the top. I'm going to another piece. And some more of the lighter stuff. The lighter stuff will be more sun bleached. So I'll have your darker stuff mainly at the bottom. Oh, my arm, it's sticking to my fingers. That's how sticky this stuff is. Let me bring the camera in for a bit of a closer look so you can see more of what I'm doing. Just move stuff around. Sorry about the microphone. I'm forgetting I've got a separate microphone from the camera. So there we go. That is literally thrown down there, stuck down. And the good thing about this fast tack stuff, it does dry clear. So coat it, we can cover it over, and you can continue to build it up. I'll put a bit down the back. Build it up. Literally make a mess. That's what it's all about. Messy modeling. It's the best thing you can do. Get another bit of liching, I think. Stick that up against the fencing. Might not look fantastic now, but once it's dried, it will look great. Trying to find colours. So my lighter sponge. See what I mean? It's sticking to my fingers. Look. That's how sticky this stuff is. This fast tack, it is fast. It tacks down very fast. Unfortunately, when it goes, that's the only downside of this. Any glue, really, not just this stuff, is once it starts to dry. And what I can do then is once that's dried, I can then give it some layering spray and sprinkle up some scatters over the top of it. Simple as that. So that's the sort of thing I want to be developing along this entire area. So with mixtures of lichings, colours, I will use some of the very different colours in here. May just throw in a little bit of the mixed colour, just to give it that extra different bit. And I will also be doing spots of really thick static grasses in there, and maybe even some over this, so it looks like it's coming up through the reeds and bushes and stuff like that. Rubberized horsehair. Yeah, a lot of people I've heard use rubberized horsehair. I heard it is a very good product. Not something I've used myself. Maybe something to look at for the future. So, who shall we have for the third? Tom Maddox, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Third and final shout out for tonight. I did see them. They were in the chat. I'm just checking that they're still here. I hope they are. So third and final shout out. And as I say, these have had a shout out before. The second shout out was Eagle Creek. Link is in the chat further up. Hello, Aaron, up well onwards. Thanks for joining us. Just coming towards the end of the show. So the third and final shout out before we bring the stream to end is going to be Traitors Gate. Traitors Gate Model Railway. Oh, this is the best bit about Lou. We had a kid at school and always covered your hands in PVA, and I love peeling it off. I love doing that. That's my favourite bit of this modelling, getting PVA all over my fingers. So Traitors Gate Model Railway is the third and final one for tonight. They were in the chat slightly earlier. I did see them. There they are, actually. I've just seen him. Just scroll back a couple of minutes. Random is better, I think he says. Indeed it is. So Traitors Gate, third and final one tonight. Thank you very much. Rub Horsehair makes great brambles. Yes. I saw last week on WWS's live stream. Yes, if a moderator, please, would very kindly put the link in for Traitors Gate Model Railway. Please go check them out. Remember, when you do subscribe to a channel, give them a thumbs up on a videos. Interact with them, their channel, making sure you give some thumbs up, some commenting on the videos. Go check out random videos. Have a look if you like it. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell and select all. Don't just leave it as a clicking the sub. Make sure you select all so you receive notifications of future videos. Thank you very much, Flymo, on the ball there. As always, thank you very much indeed. Right. So I was hoping to get a lot more done on that. I think the fencing in the chat took up quite a lot of time. But what I'll do is I'm going to put I'll just put that. I'm rustling packets by the microphone. I keep forgetting. Sorry. So I'm going to put the bridge back in its place, and I'm going to grab the camera now. Sorry for throwing you all around. So let me just get the camera. Let's have a look at that view. So yeah, not looking bad. Fencing looks good. Yeah. Yeah, everyone, well, thank you very much. You were right to do fencing top and bottom. Yeah, that looks good. I do like the fact that the fencing dips there. That's quite, I quite like that. And also it does dip on that side as well. Just in there, you get a nice natural, I would say, natural dip in the landscape there, which the fencing follows. I must take a photograph of that. I quite like that once that glue's dried. Can you remember who's the seller of those fences? No, but I can find for you if we just hold on 1 second. Let me just get the camera back up so I don't have to hold on to it. I will find out for you right now. Love the grass. Northern Rails 44. Thank you. Love the grass colours. My kind of colours. Thank you very much. So I'm just getting, in fact, what I'll do is I'll get the link actually for the fences. That would be the best option, wouldn't it? So scrolling through now, where are they? There they are. So, the 485, they are 216 centimeters, available in 3 colors to choose from. You buy 2, you get a third for free. Oh, and the postage, they've added postage to it now. It was free, but it's now 89 pence. So if I share this item, how do I need the link there, a copy to clipboard, and I'll now post the link to them in the chat. There's the link for the fencing, so feel free to check it out. The user is, where's the username? Commodore Studio. They are Commodore Studio, and I've given them some fantastic feedback. It is brilliant. So black, grey, and white colours available for that fencing. And yes, buy 2, you get a third free. So add 3 to your basket, and you will only be charged for 2 of them. Superb products. Just say there that you purchased this item on the 12th of November. That's how long I've had them. Lovely jubbly. All right, so just checking because my chat's actually frozen, so I'm just making sure that's gone in. Yes, it has. Thank you very much. Matthew Fitton, welcome. Good evening. I hope you're well. I am well. Thank you very much. So there's the link for the fencing that you can see in front of you. What a lovely little bit of fencing, and I do recommend it. Do recommend it indeed. So again, let's take you down now for a closer look. Look better with the light on. Let's have a look. No, it looks a bit more daylighty, doesn't it? Oh, and for those that you were last week mentioned about buzzing, I found out what it was, and I'm not sure whether it's happening now, but it was the phone charger that was using. It was causing some buzzing sound on the microphone. Fortunately, I've hopefully rectified that problem this week. So yeah, there we go. Lovely. Fencing then, and we started adding scenery. I say when you do your bushes and stuff, just literally throw it on. Make it completely random. Don't try and be specific unless you are actually modeling an actual scene and you want to replicate the bushes in that actual scene. So we'll need to get that bridge painted up. I think the view is going to look spectacular once we're done, and that's it. So apologies again, I'm going to waggle you around, get you back on me. There we go. Oh, there we go. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us for episode 3. We will be back again, continuing on with more scenic stuff. Great that you've all been here and joined me. Hope you're enjoying the series. There will be the odd non-scenic episodes coming up. I'm going to be doing a review on something. I can't remember what it is. Yeah, I've got a review on a product to do. That will be featuring on a particular subject. We'll also be doing the usual. We're having some running session subject videos as well, where you, the viewers, can hopefully be the persons choosing what trains will be running. Yes, thank you for Flymo Chairman's put Commodore Studio on eBay, and there's the link. Thank you very much, Flymo. Some nice flower tufts would look very well. Yes, that's something I've been looking at. Flowers, a lot of the flower stuff that will be coming on. And yes, Andy Hudson, he will be live tomorrow on the Worley Facebook page and Worley YouTube channel tomorrow from 2 p.m. with the weekly Worley Wednesday show. Andy, thank you very much. If you want to, post the link for the Worley channel, please, if you don't mind. Go check it out. He has a special guest every week, and I thank Andy very much. I was quite stunned when he asked me. It was me last week, so if you want to see me last week, after last week's YouTube Tuesday, back on the layout again, doing some more scenics and talking about models in general and some faults with some products and some and also we had an exclusive. My brand new 68 came out of its box last week on Worley Wednesday's show. So go check it out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much, Digger. He says it's been raw but really splendid. Thank you very much. So that's going to be about it. What are we on? 124. Ooh, I did say 1 hour on these, but they're stretching to 1.5. Well, thank you very much again. Big thank you again to all the channel supporting members for joining as channel supporters. If you would like to become a channel supporter and help support doing things like this, and obviously funding towards getting some products to do some of these videos for you guys to watch, It does all come in great helpful. Every penny goes back into the railway, and also towards gifts and stuff like that for when we do giveaways. And talking of that, there may be one coming soon. You heard it first. Thinking about it at the moment. So thank you very much indeed for everybody for coming. I will see you again next Tuesday. If you want to hear from me in the meantime, come and check out on my Sonic Radio on Thursdays from 8 o'clock with the Ultimate 90s show, sonicradio.co.uk. Come and check me out. I'll be on there playing all things 90s. That's my other little hobby that I do as well. And you'll find the Michelin Man, Valley Brook. He will be on. He's on the radio as well on Friday nights from 9 till midnight, keeping you awake. So thank you very much. A nice word on the fencing. Thank you very much, Flymo. What's that there? It's been interesting and gives an insight without getting sticky fingers ourselves. Yeah, but I love peeling that glue off afterwards. Anyway, that's about wraps it up for me. Thank you very much indeed. I'll see you again very soon. So until next time, you take care, stay safe, and we'll hopefully be at some exhibitions soon. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.